But Caitlin Clark is the one that got everybody watching and talking about it and covering it. You see, once she went down, once she got hurt, all the major networks stopped covering the WNBA. I didn't see no major networks really covering the WNBA.
They've had enough. Enough of being disrespected. Enough of being ignored. And enough of carrying a league that never cared back. Caitlin Clark and the entire Indiana Fever are done. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about respect. It's about truth. It's about justice. But what do you think? Should Caitlin Clark and her teammates finally leave the WNBA for good? Or stay and fight a broken system that's been unfair from day one? Comment below. This is your moment to speak.
Give a damn about the Indiana Fever. We are Caitlin Clark fans. Don't get it confused. Y'all can go right back to playing in front of 6,000 and 7,000 people in an empty gym again for all we care. Y'all better figure it out.
She's been so.
We support the Indiana Fever because of Caitlin Clark.
It's late at night in the Fever locker room. No noise, no music, just silence. And heartbreak, Caitlin Clark sits alone, staring at her jersey. The same one she wore with pride when she first entered the WNBA. Now, it just feels heavy. It doesn't represent a dream anymore, it represents pain. You can see it in her eyes. Exhaustion, disappointment, betrayal. This isn't the rookie who came in smiling. This is a warrior who's been fighting. Battles no one sees. Every foul that wasn't called. Every elbow that accidentally landed. Every moment the cameras caught her frustration. And the league stayed silent.
Maybe they'll have it figured out to where they know we have to play the Caitlin Clark system. We couldn't even make it past missing the damn CBA negotiations without you talking like this. This is a disaster.
It all built up. And tonight, she's had enough. Her teammates? They feel the same. Aaliyah Boston quietly tapes her wrist. Again. Lexi. Hull leans against the locker, her mind somewhere far away. Even Coach Stephanie. White looks defeated. She's trying to hold a team together. That's already falling apart. This isn't the same Fever that started the season with hope. This team is tired, broken, emotionally, drained. But here's the thing no one expected. They're not just tired of losing, they're tired of being used. Used for ratings, used for storylines, used to boost the league. While they get scraps, Caitlin whispers. Voice shaking but strong. We gave them everything, and they gave us nothing back. And that's when it hit everyone. This wasn't just another season. This was the breaking point.
And it's like, I wouldn't have cared if an individual player posted in their story and was like, you don't want to share Adam Silver. But the fact that the WNBPA, who represents all of the players in the league, is doing that, it's just so messy. And when stuff like this continues to happen, it makes me think, will there not be a WNBA season next year? And I do think that would be so detrimental to the league and all the momentum that it has. People are already getting turned off because there is more drama than there is basketball in this league. And that's a fact. Like, that's a fact. There have been so many things that have just been dramatic. And
the WNBA, once full of promises, has turned into politics, pay gaps, unfair treatment, biased officiating, and a commissioner who smiles for cameras while ignoring the truth. You can't build a league off disrespect. You can't grow when your stars are being torn down. Caitlin Clark, the player who revived interest in women's basketball, now feels like a prisoner inside her own league. No support, no fairness. And every time she speaks up, they call her overreacting. How long can you stay quiet when your dream turns into your nightmare? Coach Stephanie White looks around the room and says softly, maybe. It's time. Time to walk away. Time to take a stand. Time to leave behind a league that never protected them. Rumors start spreading. Caitlin Clark and her teammates might boycott. The Fever are thinking about walking out, together. The reason? Unfair pay, unfair officiating, and complete lack of respect. The locker room turns from sadness to power. You can feel it. They're angry, but united.
There's a revenue split. It is much harder than just saying, oh yeah, sure, we'll give you a higher percentage. And the NBA players get 50% of that. The WNBA is not going to get close to that number, and they are not going to get close to that number for a very long time. I don't truly know.
Caitlin stands tall, her voice steady now. if they won't listen when we speak. Maybe they'll listen when we leave. Tears fall. Not out of weakness, but out of relief. Finally. Someone said it out loud, even Adam. Silver's name comes up. The NBA commissioner. Some players are whispering that he might help. That he might finally step in where the WNBA leadership failed. But Caitlin shakes her head. We don't need saving. We just need freedom. That line, that single sentence, spreads across the room like fire. Every player nods. Every player feels it. They know this isn't just about one team anymore. It's about every woman who ever played the game and got nothing but disrespect in return. Stephanie White looks at her team and says, "Then we leave together." And that's it. The decision is made. The Fever, the team that brought hope back to the WNBA, is officially walking away. They're done being the face of a league that refuses to see their worth, done being silent, done playing by unfair rules. They're choosing dignity over contracts, respect over paychecks. Caitlin Clark stands at the center of it all, a symbol of change, courage, and truth.
The start of the NBA season, and he basically said, "Look, I'm gonna make sure we get a deal done. There will be a 2026 WNBA season," and basically, like, he's stepping in and making sure a deal gets done. He did say, "Hey, this whole rev sharing thing, the WNBA shouldn't even be speaking about a revenue sharing. The WNBPA shouldn't be thinking about a revenue sharing because they don't bring in the type of money that the NBA brings in, but a higher hard number would make sense, and he's going to make sure they get a lot more money." And he basically said, "Look, man, you could count on me." You could count on Adam Silver. That's what he was saying. He's going to get it done. And the WNBPA.
And as she leaves the locker room for the last time, the lights go out behind her. Literally. The WNBA just lost its brightest star, and maybe, just maybe, this is how a revolution begins. Whether you love her or hate her, you can't deny what Caitlin Clark has done for this game. She brought millions of fans, endless attention and passion, and all she wanted in return was fairness. But sometimes walking away is louder than any speech.
The 2025 WNBA season didn't end how Caitlin Clark would have liked, as she was sidelined with a season-ending injury. Her Indiana Fever, however, were just one game away from a WNBA Finals appearance. Quote,
"So tell me, was this the right move? Should Caitlin Clark and her team walk away from the WNBA, or keep fighting in a system that refuses to change? Drop your thoughts below, because after tonight, the WNBA will never be the same again.